Hi, this is Omar at Top 5 E-Bikes, and this is a full review of this foldable e-bike, the HiPeak Bona. If you haven't subscribed to Top 5 E-Bikes and you enjoy our content, please subscribe, like this video. Thank you for all of you that have added comments, subscribed to Top 5 E-Bikes. We really appreciate it. In this video, we're going to review the specs of the Bona, and then I'm going to tell you what I thought as I was riding the Bona about, how it felt to ride it, speed, and, but just my thoughts as I was riding real time. And then I'll end it with my final thoughts. All right, let's go over the specs of the HiPeak Bona. So this bike is currently $12.99 for this exact color, and there's 3 different colors. One of them actually costs $13.50. Right now, at the time I'm filming, HiPeak has a $150 discount, so you can actually get this particular model for $11.50. Now let me go over some of the high-level specs of the Bona. The first one, and you can see this here, is a foldable bike. So it actually folds. You can fold the handlebars, and you can also fold the middle of the frame. So this makes it, very portable. You can fit in tight spaces. You can fit a couple of these in your trunk of your SUV. So it makes it really easy to travel with. So other specs, it has a 750 watt motor with 65 newton meters of torque. It has a 48 volt, 15 amp hour battery. It has mechanical brakes. It comes out of the box with front fenders, a rear rack, and even an elastic to tie down any items that you would have on your rear rack. It comes with a integrated rear light and a front light, which I'll show you here in a sec. And then when it comes to the drivetrain, it is a Shimano tourney derailleur, and then you have the Shimano thumb shifter. The screen, here it is. You have the miles per hour, your battery indicator, pedal assist level, and your odometer. You do have a right half twist throttle, and then it even comes with the bell, which is here. Other features here are that it has a front suspension, and of course the tires are 20-inch by 4-inch fat tires. So in summary, you have this foldable fat tire e-bike that has a 750 watt motor with 65 newton meters of torque, and has a battery that's 48 volts, 15 amp hours, and at the time I'm filming, you can get this for $11.50. All right, let's talk about the HiPeak Bona. So I've shared the specs with you. This is more of my thoughts as I'm riding. So kind of real-time thoughts about my experience riding it. I think the first thing about this bike is it's obviously a foldable bike, so it's great for someone who has a limited space in their garage or in their house or lives in an apartment. Or, maybe you don't have a vehicle where you have a hitch or you can put a bike rack. So it's kind of nice to be able to move around with this bike and just a regular car. So it's really practical in that sense because it's a foldable bike. I also noticed that, motor-wise, it's pretty responsive. So right now I'm pedal assist level 7, which is the highest level. And I'm not going to do too much on speed because I know a lot of people have done this. They've been brand new RV enthusiasts. But throttle only, you can get around 20 miles per hour. You can see me here about to get to 20. I'm in a neighborhood, so I'm not going to go too fast. And then if I'm pedaling, I can get up to a little bit over 22, 23 miles per hour. So we'll see if I can do that here. This little straightaway. Ran out of space there, but kind of get the point. It'll get to 23, maybe if you push it, 24. According to HiPeak, the max speed is 25, but not something that I could comfortably do. You'd have to push pretty hard. But still, the fact that it goes 23, 24 is pretty good. Throttle only 20 miles per hour. So, and you got 65 Newton meters of torque. So it's got a decent amount of torque for this type of bike. And it'll actually do fairly well going up slight inclines. Like, I have a bunch of inclines close to my house, kind of going over the freeway and a couple of bridges. And it does better than most bikes. Definitely better than the 500 watt motors. This is a 750 watt, but even better than some other 750 watt. So motor's pretty powerful, or at least powerful enough for this style bike. I also like that it comes ready with the rack. So you can't see this right now, but I have panniers. I have a bag that's hanging on the side of the rack, which is kind of nice. So carry camera equipment and whatnot in there. But it's kind of nice that out of the box for the price, which right now with the coupon it's $11.50. This particular model, it would come with the rack and fenders. So right out of the box, you can use this to carry whatever you want on the rear rack. Also, it's got a max capacity weight-wise of 350 pounds for a small bike like this. That's actually, I think it's a lot. So it's 350 pounds between like max. So, you know, you can do the math based on your own weight and what you could carry on the back of this bike. But that's actually a lot, because there's bigger bikes, fat tire bikes, that can have a max load capacity of 300 pounds. So it's actually a lot. It might be because of the lower center of gravity, not sure, but that's actually a decent amount for a bike this size. So I like that. I also like, and this is more of a personal preference, really like the color selection of HiPeak. So I'm glad they didn't go with just a black and a white, or I don't know, an army green or something like that, matte color. I like that they mixed it up. In this particular one, the bike that I have the yellow and the red, and I think that's awesome that they're mixing, and they have a couple other color selections where they're mixing. So I really appreciate that with HiPeak, that made a wrong turn. Really appreciate that they that they're providing us with options and colorful options. So I kind of like that. It also has a front suspension, so that's another thing that I think that you should be thinking about, because when you're riding, and I'm just riding on the streets here, but it can be bumpy, and it's kind of nice, like here, and it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice that it has a suspension. You should think about that, because roads can be bumpy. Some of the things that I think could have been better on this bike, it would have been nice to have hydraulic brakes, although in this price point, good luck getting hydraulics. You're going to get probably mechanical in this $1,200 range. So that's probably the biggest thing I don't like. Also, I personally, I'm not a big fan of this style of handlebar, but then there's stems that you can buy to then put in a different style handlebar that's going to be more comfortable for you. Yeah, but I think overall it's been fun to ride. It's a fat tire bike. I took it off road the other day. Took it in some dirt trails, so it's kind of nice that because it has, you got these wheels. You can go on a dirt trail. You can go on the street, and then the smaller wheels also make it easier to handle, in my opinion. So it's kind of nice to just it's not a big beast, like some of these 750 watt fat tire e-bikes. So it's kind of nice that it's just like a smaller, more approachable e-bike. So yeah, overall, it's been fun. I think it's a nice foldable e-bike option, and I think all that's left is my final thoughts. If you watched the video this long, you've learned about the specs of the Bona. You've heard me give my notes and my feedback as I was riding, and now let me give you my final thoughts. I also want to mention that this bike, the HiPeak Bona, you can buy it directly from HiPeak on their website, which is linked in our description. You can also go to Amazon. Actually, at the time that I'm filming, this is $1,000 or even $900 depending on the frame on Amazon. So you could potentially get this cheaper on Amazon. You could try it through Amazon. HiPeak sells it through Amazon, or you can sell direct. They sell direct through their website. So either way, you can get it direct or through Amazon. We'll link both in our description. I think overall this is a great bike if you're looking for a foldable fat tire e-bike that has a motor of 750 watts and you want it to be around $1,000. And by the way, you can get this today at the time I'm filming for as low as $900 if you go through Amazon. But you know, there's a lot of positives about this bike. It's really convenient that you can fold it and you can store it in an RV or in a truck or in even some cars. So you don't need a bike rack, so it's easy to be mobile with this bike. So I think I really like that about it, and just foldable bikes in general. It's also nice that it has a 750 watt motor with 65 newton meters of torque, so it's got a decent amount of torque for this price, and then also this style of bike. It also has a max payload of 350 pounds, which is actually higher than most bikes, I would say, in this price range. So it has a good max payload. It comes fully equipped with a rear rack, front and back fenders, has a front suspension. So I think overall, this is a good bike if you want to go on dirt trails, on paved roads, and you're looking for a foldable fat tire e-bike that's around $1,000. So let us know what you think. Let us know if you have any questions or comments. Let us know if you bought this bike and what your thoughts are. Or if you're looking for a foldable fat tire e-bike that's around $1,000 that has a 750 watt motor just like the HiPeak Bona does. And yeah, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Let us know if you have any questions or comments.